How's it, everybody? Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are in the 11th anniversary full swing. We got the Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku 55%. Actually, that's the Fran copy. This is our copy here, right? We got him 55%. Level 10 links. We're actually doing something a little bit different this time. And the main reason for that is because what I'm trying to do with this showcase is to really show that that EX super attack, and in order to showcase it, so you guys can actually see how useful it is, right? We need it at full power, at least for 55%. So we got level 10 links, we got 55%, and I went ahead and used the equips to max out his crit. Right, so I used the full power one that we got from the Unity battle thing, and so maxed out his crit to 14 because the thing is this is strictly for the purposes of the showcase. You really want to make sure that you are proccing that EX super attack with him. So, I mean, will probably change this when we get, as we get his equips for the anniversary, because he does have special and unique equips. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at his passive. So, interest animation is activated on his entry turn. He gets 400% attack and defense, and Daima allies 23% defense and 4% damage reduction rate. An additional attack defense 400%, and receives an additional key 4 as per STR key sphere obtained, and an additional key 1 per non-STR key sphere obtained. He gets 40% damage reduction rate and guards all attacks, and gives Daima or Goku's family category allies 40% attack and effective against all types. So, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that he had that EX super attack, you wouldn't actually need the crit on him. But because his EX super attack, which we'll show in a second, needs the crit, you kind of want a little extra crit on him. So, when activating the active skill, or when key is 24, he has 200% attack and 40% chance to crit. So, combine that with his initial crit rate, right? He's got about he's going to have about 60% chance to crit, right? Because when receiving an attack, so this has to be as the first attacker in the turn, he has defense 200% and chance to perform a critical hit 20%. He also, as the first attacker in the turn, gets an additional damage reduction rate 10% and 40% to all allies, as well as an additional 40% as the second or third attacker in turn. So you have to shift him. He can have some extra crit. Now, he does have his super attack effects. So on his 18 key, he is raising allies attack by 40% for the turn, and then he is raising greatly raising attack for one turn. Now, on the EX super attack, should that proc, right, when the first attack in the turn is a critical hit, right, that is how it has to. So he has to crit the first attack, and then he will activate the he has a 70% chance to activate the EX super attack. Now, should it activate, it raises his attack by 140% for 4 turns. So you only need to proc it once and within 4 turns, and then gives all allies 40% attack for 2 turns. All right, so it's really nice there. All right, so we're going to put ours in front here. So we're going to keep him here. So you can see we didn't get the 24 key. So without that 24 key, you can see we're actually going to be getting, without that 24 key, right, we're not going to be getting that additional 40% crit. So we might not proc it. So this is also why I do recommend, going with, going with that additional crit. But, it's not that hard to give him some additional key, right? He realistically, to get 24 key, he actually only needs, so 25 million is what he starts with without the 24 key. He actually only needs, and so this means, so there we go. We did crit, but we did not proc the 77% chance. So he does need, let's see. Ooh. All right, so the friend here actually procced it, and my phone dropped right as that happened. But the friend procced it, so the friend just gave 40% to all allies for 2 turns. So that's nice, I guess. All right, so on this rotation, I'm gonna actually, no, I'll keep Daima Goku here. We've got Vegeta here, so this isn't really his showcase, so I'm not too concerned about what he's gonna be doing here. So let's just go ahead and do this. With Vegeta, let's grab that, and then we'll send off Piccolo. So the friend actually procced it, so the friend is supporting allies for 2 turns. Now Vegeta's EX Super, just so you know, right, does some crazy stuff, and it activates on his 12 key. There we go. Doesn't look like we activated it on this one. Oh, man. There we go. But he does build up nicely. Look at that. There he goes. He procced it. There we go. Oh, and I like how it is voiced. That's nice. Fine, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so we ended up proccing Vegeta's, and I'll show you in a second here what Vegeta's does. So that's really nice. That's good. So his, his also raises ally. So Goku's raises allies attacks, and Vegeta will raise allies defense. But then let's get through this phase, and I'll show you guys. Alrighty. Okay, so now, just real quick, taking a look at Vegeta here. So Vegeta's EX Super can procs on his 12 key, and where is it? All right, because his is the 12 key, that's why it's in the middle here, right? Greatly raising an attack and raises defense for 4 turns, right? So it is a multi-turn stack. So since his is easier to proc, and it also gives allies 10% defense for 3 turns. So that's really nice, right? So that 3%, which means it can kind of stack on top of each other if he procs it again. Now, when the super attack is an additional, it's a 50% chance. So with the amount of additionals he's doing, it's actually pretty easy to proc. On top of that, right, Vegeta's giving like a crap ton of support through his passive here. So it's really nice. So very, very helpful there. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and swap back over here. So we're keeping these guys together here. There we go. So now we'll get the 24 key with this Goku. So hopefully we have a chance. But look, we've got 1.2 million there for our defense with 40% damage reduction and guard. And now we've got Glorio's buff up. So let's see with our additional crit chance that we've got here. We actually do this. Nice. There we go. We activated it this turn. And look at that jump. 130 mil is what we jumped to on this turn. That's a huge jump, proccing that active skill. And so, yeah, so definitely looking at this. Look at that. Beautiful. I really don't see what people are complaining about these animations. Jesus. Yeah, and again, so we only need to proc it once within 4 turns to keep it going. Very nice. Okay. All right, so we can use the active skills here, but we're not gonna. So we're actually gonna float the Vegeta here. Well, actually, no. Let's do this. We'll float our Daima Goku because we actually do want to keep Vegeta, and we want to keep getting Vegeta's passive up, right? And his EX Super if we can get it. So this is the friend. All right, a little less defense, right? Because he's not getting the other one's getting the boost from AGL Forku, right? All right, so here we go. Double digit tanking. All right, let's see if the friend can proc it. No, the friend does not proc it, unfortunately. It would have been nice to see if we could proc it again. But look, 88 million. Remember, it is for 4 turns that he continues to keep it active. So that's nice. So you just got to get it once. And then there's his additional 12 key. Yeah. So definitely Goku on his first turn can seem a little weak. But once you get that EX active procced, he starts looking real nice. All right. I'm definitely thinking 1 of 2 builds for him, just based on... Did that say 200 million? No, I misread that. Okay, I did, yes. There we go. And then now we get the EX super attack for Vegeta, right? Now, the only thing I'm unclear about for Vegeta with his EX super attack, since it is on the 12th key, is whether or not it can only activate once. It's the only thing I'm not sure of, right? It doesn't specify anything about once within the turn, so I don't know if we can do it more than once. Look at that, Daima Goku. All right, yeah, and I mean, obviously, Daima Goku, he's mostly here for the support right now, because ideally he is, you know, he's at his best on turn 4, but so he's just here for the extra support. The one thing I don't understand is why adult Goku is not on demonic power, because AGL Kid Gohan would be great for this, if that were the case. All right, it's time to bring out our good boy AGL Forku here. All right, and then let's try to set up STR key spheres for, okay, maybe not. We might have just screwed ourselves out of some 24 key here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you would want to continue to proc it. I don't believe it stacks within the 4 turns, right? Like, if we hit it again, I don't think it's an additional 400%. I think it's just for 4 turns you have that. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I would like to see that. So that's definitely why I want to see if we can get it. So that's also why I did the baby fight, because the baby fight's a little longer. We have multiple opportunities to proc that again, to see if that's the case. But so far, I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of them, right? I have no problems with what I'm seeing, right? The offense is good. Defense is good. He's tanking all of these hits, no problem. But, I mean, then again, well, actually, right here is about when Baby starts getting tough. So, I mean, this is not... But actually, I'm really interested more in the next phase, honestly, right? Because that's when Baby gets a little scary. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we definitely screwed ourselves out of the 24 key here. Okay. Well, let's grab that then. Like that. Yeah, the key just really did not... Okay, hang on. That... Alright, there we go. We had to just fix that key situation. We grabbed the wrong set there, so... Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll proc the percent chance off of the... this is a 4 million super, but we have type advantage and damage reduction, so we're good here. So, and we still have the 4 turns active, by the way. All right, there we go. Hey, we procced it. We procced the EX super attack. Nice. All right. But it does seem... All right, so it does seem like it doesn't carry over, though, if I'm reading this correctly, based on what just happened here. It does seem like it doesn't carry over. Very nice. All right, we get an additional super with AGL Forku here. So we just need to make sure that Piccolo does his dodges there over in the 3rd slot, which I'm sure he will. Oh, wait. Oh, no. All right, it's Seekers or Demonic Power, right? And Goku is on Seekers. There we go. We're good. Alright, so nice thing is we have the... just barely missing that 24 key. Okay. Alright, well maybe, again, here we'll get lucky with the friends. Alright, and Vegeta... So the nice thing about this is Vegeta... So this is what makes Vegeta really good for Goku, is Vegeta is actually giving... Like, if we started from the 4th turn... Right, he starts giving additional defense as the second or third attacker, right? So that's really nice. So he gives Goku that little extra defense, right? Since he's not stacking. But also, once he performs 3 attacks, right, he's got another additional attack, and he gives 50% to all allies for his crit chance. So that is really helpful. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're looking pretty good here, honestly, all things considered. 130 million. We got the EX proc again. Very nice. As remember, right? Because he's right now he's benefiting from the other Goku giving him 40% attack. Remember. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah. So one thing noticing sort of how Goku is running here, though, I definitely feel like LR5 guys is a must run on this team. I'm a little, I should have brought him, I think, over Daima Goku, Daima 4Ku, the mini one, just for the purposes of this showcase, because I do think that's nice. Yeah, because I do think that he is more, he's going to be more helpful to Daima Goku with that STR orb changing, right? Because you really just need 5 guys to handle slot 1 for turn 1, and then after that, they kind of get all the key in the offense they need, and then 4Ku can just kind of do what he does while taking the STR rainbow, the STR key spheres that he is proccing. Okay, Vegeta, would you like to give us? There it is. It's just like, where is that EX super attack? I do actually like Vegeta's much more, his EX super attack. Very nice. I procced it on the very last one. Okay, so looks like we're going to have one more attack here. Or one more turn here, rather. So I think we gotta kind of hope that we get the critical hit on him. Oh, well, I mean, unless Glorio wants to kind of show off here and get some... Yeah, okay. Thank you, Glorio. Helpful. Okay. All right, so now this turn is going to be real nice because we can do a couple of things here. So let's do the active skill here. So he's getting the extra 40% here. He's got all links active. Very nice. And now, so with that active skill, we have a couple of things happening here. So with that active skill, we have where is it? Here it is. The maximum Kamehameha, right? So this is going to massively raise our attack for this turn, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn that it's activated, all attacks are critical hits. So we basically guarantee our chance. We don't need the 24 key. We're still going to grab it, but we don't need it. And then, right, you can see we got a pretty good amount of defense. So I kind of want to see if he can tank the baby super here slot 1. So that's what we're going to do, right? Because we've got guard and his damage reduction, but we're also getting the extra defense and extra damage reduction from him. We're also getting the support from the Vegeta from the last turn because we got his EX super attack. So we're honestly in a really good spot here. Very nice. All right. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. And then we'll send off Goku here. So hopefully we can proc the super here. So, all right, we do get the we do get the first hit in. So we get that when receiving an attack bonus. And I want to see if he can tank this super. Double digits. And we get the EX super attack. Look at that. Yes. That is beautiful. All right. And the thing with that super is baby super, because it massively raises its attack, that's nearly an 8 million super right there. So tanking that pre-super is pretty good. Nice. Okay, we'll take that. And we do get the additional super for 90 million. Okay. Very good. So this is our 55% copy, by the way. So I am imagining that with additional With additional dupes, right, his offensive output is going to be much greater, and with the additional dupes, right, you can use that to give him crit and put your you can use your equips to give him offensive equips, which I think would benefit him more, right? As you can see, that's kind of his whole shtick, is doing big damage. All right, so, oh, nice, I'll take a dodge, Goku, thank you. All right, and then 75 million on him, and now he hasn't been hit with a Ki Blast Super yet, so he should counter this. This should be an automatic counter. I mean, we still got a 70% chance to counter, but this should be an automatic counter on Daima Goku here. So this is nice. $80 million, nice. Okay. All right, so far I am enjoying pretty much everything I'm seeing with this. Yeah, see, there's that counter. But I'm enjoying pretty much everything I'm seeing with the Daima Goku. I think a lot of people underestimated him. I mean, as is tradition for Dokkan Twitter, right? To underestimate units when the details are revealed, because I'm not seeing what people were telling me was happening with him. I'm seeing a lot of good things here. So we're actually going to use Vegeta's active first here, just because it does give everybody some extra ki. So let's go ahead and let's do that. All right. And I guess, since this is going to be the final one that we do here, where is the... let's turn off the skip animation here, and let's do his active. Very nice. Okay, and then so now we've got guaranteed crits this turn. We've got... Okay, we've got... We actually don't need the 24 ki, but we're going to go for it anyways. We're going to scrap that. And so we can see here on the friend here, right, much better defensively. So again, those equips and those dupes definitely going to help him out, but also Vegeta giving that a lot of extra defensive support. So this one... you know, he should actually tank this one. I mean, obviously we're not going to see the difference here because it's not going to come out to double digits. But he, well, okay, actually that one did off the single digits. 177 million. Look at that, beautiful. Yeah, so definitely the extra offensive equips and dupes help out. So he's definitely going to be one of those units you want dupes for. Now, I don't know if you should chase dupes right now, but just so you can see the difference here. There it is. What a way to finish. Beautiful. Alrighty, so there we go. There is Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku's showcase. I gotta say, I am quadruply impressed with him, right? He does exactly what I was hoping for. He does exactly what I expected him to do, right? He is a beat stick, right? There's no other way to put that, right? Like, his job is to do big numbers, big damage, and just crap all over the enemy, right? Like, that's what he does, right? And he does it pretty well from what I'm seeing. The 77% chance can be a bit rough, I agree, but I think you will see it. As you saw here, we definitely saw it more often than we didn't see it, which I think is important to note, right? And so... yeah, after using him, I'm definitely leaning towards a crit build, because as you can see how much it helped our 55%. I think if you have dupes, you can invest your hidden potential into something else and then use equips to give him the extra crits. It's just that little extra should he fail to get the 24 ki. That's really all it is, right? You don't need much more, but it helps to have that backup. Otherwise, definitely full offense build, right? As much offense as you can give him through additional attacks and offensive equips, and then of course, you know, that extra attack. We'll do a full hidden potential breakdown for him, obviously in a day or two. But so far, this is kind of where I'm at with him. I like what I'm seeing. I like the offense I'm seeing, especially out of the 55% copy. That's pretty good for a 55% unit, I'll say that. So, guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know What do you think of Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Daima Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta? Let us know in the comments down below. Do you think people were right on the money? Do you find him underwhelming? Or, like me, are you impressed by his performance? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.